Some television sitcoms only look fun to be a part of on the surface. Behind the camera, feuds and turmoil abound. More and more, we're learning of sitcom stars who we thought adored each other, based on their on-camera chemistry, but actually can't stand each other in real life. This is more common than you think in TV land. From name-calling to outright causing shows to end, here are 20 sitcom co-stars who really didn't get along off-camera. Some may really surprise you. Carol O'Connor. Norman Lear was thrilled when he finally discovered the perfect actor to portray Archie Bunker in All in the Family. O'Connor's demeanor made him an ideal fit for the character, embodying just the right amount of crotchety and stubborn energy. However, a challenge emerged as this disposition also made him somewhat challenging to collaborate with. The actor was insistent on having complete control over Archie's actions and words. Remarkably, within 2 days of being hired, he took it upon himself to rewrite the entire pilot episode, jotting down the changes in pencil and recording readings for all the parts. In a candid 1999 interview with the Television Academy Foundation, he openly discussed his decision. He expressed dissatisfaction with the original script, deeming it terrible. Assertively, he conveyed that if they didn't appreciate his alterations, they could easily find someone else for the lead role. Despite initial reservations, they acquiesced to his demands to retain him, marking the beginning of a pattern of occasional outbursts and requests. Norman Lear acknowledged facing numerous challenging moments with the actor, but maintained unwavering respect for his talent. Following the actor's untimely demise in 2001, Norman paid a visit to Carol's widow, Nancy. There, he discovered a birthday letter he had penned expressing gratitude and respect, still resting on the actor's desk where he had left it. Tina Louise. Gilligan's Island made its debut in 1964. Enjoying a 3-season run that catapulted it into major popularity, both during its original broadcast and in syndication. The show boasted a talented ensemble cast featuring Bob Denver, Jim Backus, Don Wells, Alan Hale Jr., Natalie Schafer, and Russell Johnson. Tina Louise, portraying the glamorous Ginger Grant, added her charm to the mix, but rumors hinted at underlying tension behind the scenes. Tina Louise's discontent stemmed from her dislike of the show's slapstick nature, yearning for a leading role. According to Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann, Tina went as far as attempting to alter the iconic theme song to have her character mentioned first. Originally beginning with the skipper, his first mate, the millionaire, his wife, and the movie star, with everyone else included in "and the rest," the lyrics eventually underwent a change. Show creator Sherwood Schwartz, along with actor Bob Denver and director Han Rich, claimed credit for the modification. Tina's reserved nature on set was another point of discussion, as she reportedly preferred solitude and avoided mingling with the cast during rehearsals. While not all reports have been confirmed, Dawn, a fellow cast member, described their relationship as not enemies, but not close. Despite any differences, Tina still held pleasant memories of her co-stars. Interestingly, she declined attendance at Gilligan's Island reunions, but refrained from criticizing the show in the press. In an October 2019 interview with Closer Weekly, she deemed the show a great escape for viewers and expressed her gladness to have been a part of it. Stana Katic and Nathan Fillian. Castle, distinct from your typical sitcom and more of a crime-drama comedy, deviates from the 90s norm. Nathan Fillian and Stana Katic, the stars of Castle, captivated millions of viewers throughout the 8 seasons, 2009-2016, when the series aired on ABC. The storyline followed the journey of a successful crime writer, Fillian as Rick Castle, and his muse, NYPD detective Kate Beckett, portrayed by Katic. On screen, the duo maintained an intriguing love-hate dynamic while tackling crimes in the backdrop of New York City. However, off-camera, their relationship took an unexpected turn, causing quite a stir among the audience. Surprisingly, the tension between Fillian and Katic escalated to the point where producers felt compelled to intervene, urging them to undergo couples counseling. Ultimately, after 8 seasons, Katic dropped the bombshell announcement of her departure from the show. Her representatives cited friction with Fillian as the primary reason. Despite Katic's exit leading to the non-renewal of the series, both actors have managed to maintain a civil demeanor in public. They vehemently deny any speculations or rumors of animosity between them, presenting a united front against any such claims. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall. This long-standing feud has been a constant source of tabloid gossip over the years. It's undoubtedly challenging to maintain the facade of best friends on screen when there's an underlying animosity. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall, however, managed to pull it off for nearly a decade, showcasing not only their acting prowess, but also a remarkable level of patience. The duo shared the spotlight on the HBO series, Sex and the City, 1998-2004, as well as 2 feature films, creating an environment that must have been quite awkward for their co-stars, Cynthia Nixon and Kristen Davis. The rift between Parker and Cattrall became apparent when Cattrall discovered that Parker was earning more than the rest of the cast, despite the initial equal billing for all members in the series. While both actresses have consistently denied any public feud, the relentless scrutiny from reporters has led to inadvertent slips. These slips hint that while they may not be bitter enemies, the relationship between Parker and Cattrall doesn't extend beyond the professional realm, lacking any genuine friendship. Frances Bavier. Frances Bavier presented a stark contrast to her on-screen character, Aunt B. Taylor, behind the scenes. While Aunt B was warm and caring on The Andy Griffith Show, castmates revealed that Bavier could be cold and temperamental when the cameras weren't rolling. Opie Taylor, played by Ron Howard, shared that Frances often kept to herself, creating a noticeable distance on set. According to one of the show's directors, Ernest T. Bass, dealing with her was like navigating a landmine. Bavier would reportedly get upset when given directions and, at times, flat out refuse to follow them. Andy Griffith chose not to delve into the dynamics of his relationship with Frances. However, in a 1998 interview with Larry King, he mentioned that she had apologized to him a few months before her passing. Suzanne Summers. Financial disparities often become a source of tension within sitcom casts, and the case of John Ritter, Suzanne Summers, and Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company is a notable example. Suzanne's contract came to an end after the 5th season, and she advocated for equal pay with John, who was perceived as the star and earned $100,000 more per episode than her. Expressing her concerns publicly led to Suzanne being removed from the show, resulting in a significant decline in ratings. The aftermath saw the cancellation of Three's Company in 1984, and a spin-off titled The Ropers met a similar fate. Suzanne's remarks affected John deeply, and it took nearly 2 decades for them to reconcile. They eventually patched things up before John's untimely death from an aortic dissection at the age of 54 in 2003. Leia Michele and Naya Rivera. The Fox musical comedy Glee, which aired from 2009 to 2015, boasted a talented ensemble cast whose collective talents contributed to the show's immense popularity. However, the harmony among the cast members was disrupted by an alleged on-set clash between 2 co-stars, Leia Michele and Naya Rivera. This incident reportedly led to Rivera's departure from the show after the 5th season. Persistent rumors suggested that Michele played a role in convincing showrunners to write Rivera out due to her perceived diva-like behavior. Although there was no public explanation for Rivera's exit, her subsequent memoir, Sorry Not Sorry, Dreams, Mistakes, and Growing Up, shed light on the competitive dynamic between her and Michele, causing conflicts in both their personal and professional relationship. In her memoir, Rivera revealed that their friendship started breaking down as Santana, her character, transitioned from a background role to one with more significant plot lines and screen time. She suggested that Michelle, or rather Rachel from the show, didn't appreciate sharing the spotlight, leading to tensions between them. Maureen McCormick and Eve Plumb. Maureen McCormick and Eve Plumb, who portrayed Jan and Marcia Brady in the classic sitcom The Brady Bunch, showcased frequent sibling fights on screen, hinting at a potential behind-the-scenes feud. Allegedly, Maureen and Eve never harbored a mutual fondness for each other, going to the extent of refusing to work on projects if the other was involved. The feud reached its climax when Maureen insinuated a romantic relationship between them in her book. Here's the story: Surviving Marcia Brady and Finding My True Voice. The blame for the discord shifted between both women, with Eve denying the existence of a feud, although this might have been an attempt to save face. Susan Olsen, who played Cindy, confirmed the tension in a 2015 interview, describing it as petty and expressing her discomfort being in the middle of it. Despite their past differences, Maureen and Eve had apparently reconciled by then. In a 2019 HGTV special titled A Very Brady Renovation, the entire cast collaborated to renovate the iconic Brady house's exterior to its original glory. While this project didn't miraculously turn Eve into best friends with her co-star, she acknowledged that they had grown up and could now get along like real people. Betty White and B. Arthur. How could anyone harbor animosity toward everyone's favorite nonagenarian? Betty White, at 96 years old, still radiates a bubbly disposition that adds charm to every television guest's appearance. Despite being a series highlight, not everyone shared the same appreciation for White's always cheery outlook. During her time co-starring in the American sitcom The Golden Girls, 1985-1992, B. Arthur, her on-screen BFF, reportedly couldn't stand her. While the exact reasons behind Arthur's distaste for White remain unclear, those familiar with their distinct personalities recognize the stark contrast. White exudes bubbliness and positivity, while Arthur embodies a more jaded and cynical demeanor. It appears that their differing personalities weren't just for the cameras. White has speculated that B. Arthur genuinely found her sunny disposition to be quite annoying. In White's own words, "She found me a pain in the neck sometimes." Charlie Sheen and Selma Blair. Many are familiar with the public feud between Charlie Sheen and Two and a Half Men showrunner Chuck Lorre, leading to Sheen's eventual firing from the popular series. Following this, Sheen took on a role in the new FX sitcom Anger Management, but it seems that playing nice wasn't in the cards for him on this set either. Friction emerged between him and co-star Selma Blair. In the series, Sheen portrays a retired baseball player turned anger management therapist working alongside Blair, who plays a fellow therapist and his former love interest from his days as a professional ball player. Off-screen, Sheen and Blair found themselves frequently at odds, with Sheen accusing her of criticizing him behind his back. Some sources suggest that the tension stemmed from Sheen's perceived unprofessional behavior, such as keeping the cast and crew waiting while he tried to learn his lines at the last minute. Blair asserts that Sheen sent her an offensive text message, resulting in her termination. Sheen, on the other hand, denies this claim, stating that Blair was let go due to a shift in the show's direction. Lauren Graham and Scott Patterson. For 7 seasons, and even in a Netflix reunion show, Lauren Graham took on the role of Lorelai Gilmore in the popular WB, later Sebuah series Gilmore Girls, 2000-2007. Fans were captivated by her on-screen relationship with Luke Danes, played by Scott Patterson. Surprisingly, the pair didn't share the same camaraderie off-screen. The good news, however, is that they managed to maintain a civil and professional relationship. Despite the incredible on-screen chemistry that made fans swoon, Graham made it clear in response to a TV Guide question about being best friends with Patterson that it wasn't the case. It might be hard for series enthusiasts to believe, given the captivating portrayal of their characters, But reportedly, the contrasting personalities that worked so well on screen didn't translate into a close off-screen relationship. Regardless of their off-screen dynamic, the pair has continued to show public support for each other. Vivien Vance and William Frawley. While Vivien Vance and William Frawley portrayed the seemingly stable and loving couple of Fred and Ethel Mertz on I Love Lucy, their real-life relationship was quite different. Behind the cameras, a feud sparked from a single remark that William overheard, as shared by showrunner Jess Oppenheimer's son Greg in his book. Vivien expressed her discontent, stating she was upset about being seen as the loving wife of that old man. William, hurt by Vivien's comments, requested future episodes to include lines where Fred would insult Ethel. Known for being difficult to work with and having a reputation as a drinker, William Frawley was warned by Desi and Lucy that he'd be fired if he didn't show up for work for legitimate reasons too many times. 3 strikes and you're out. Despite the backstage tension, I Love Lucy went on to become one of the most beloved classic sitcoms of all time. Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman. During its long run from 1965 to 1970, I Dream of Jeannie captivated audiences with the romantic tension between Barbara Eden's Jeannie and Larry Hagman's Major Tony Nelson. Beyond the enchanting storyline, a different kind of tension unfolded behind the scenes. Larry, the son of Broadway star Mary Martin, harbored dreams of stardom, coupled with ambitious aspirations that occasionally led to erratic behavior. Barbara revealed that Larry was driven to control every aspect of the show, exhibiting an unpredictable temper and engaging in behaviors like showing up to work in a gorilla suit and swinging an axe while swearing. Despite these challenges, both actors shared a common sentiment. Neither wanted their characters to get married. In the 5th season, they believed it would inevitably lead to the show's cancellation, and indeed it lasted for only 15 more episodes. Larry's disappointment was palpable, leading him to spend the last season secluded in his trailer, refusing to engage with anyone. Barbara, feeling like she had lost a family, expressed her willingness to work with Larry again, acknowledging his talent and warm nature, even likening him to a wild, delinquent terror of a brother. Bella Thorne and Zendaya. The clash between Bella Thorne and Zendaya on the Disney sitcom Shake It Up, 2010-2013, wasn't entirely unexpected given the dynamic personalities of both actresses. While not full-fledged divas, they found themselves in a situation where competition was inevitable, creating an awkward atmosphere throughout the first season. In an interview, Bella candidly shared, "Zendaya and I were put in a very unfortunate position where we were kind of forced to compete against each other, which made the whole first season of the show just very awkward for us." Bella seemingly attributed the tension to the circumstances set by Disney. In the world of showbiz, co-stars often downplay any conflicts for publicity's sake, presenting a united front of professionalism. However, Bella's frankness adds a touch of authenticity to the narrative. After all, where's the fun if we can't get a glimpse of the real dynamics behind the scenes? Come on, Bella, spill the tea on how you truly felt. Lindsay Lohan and America Ferrera. Former teen star Lindsay Lohan found herself in the spotlight again with a recurring guest role on the ABC comedy Ugly Betty, 2006-2010. Ugly Betty revolves around a nerdy character navigating the fashion world, with America Ferrera playing the lead. In reality, Ferrera is far from her Ugly Betty persona, but the addition of fake glasses and braces completes the character's look. In 2008, Lohan joined the cast for a 6-episode story arc, portraying Betty's high school nemesis in hopes of boosting ratings. However, reports suggest that off-screen, Ferrera wasn't particularly friendly to Lindsay and wasn't fond of her attitude. The lack of chemistry between the two led to Ferrera's general dislike for Lohan, resulting in Lindsay's departure after just 4 episodes. Additional reports claim that Ferrera made Lohan cry during rehearsal by unexpectedly pulling her pants down. Although it was part of the script, Lohan hadn't read it and wasn't prepared, as evidenced by her lack of underwear that day. Will Smith and Janet Hubert. The popular 90s sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, graced NBC screens for 6 seasons and introduced rapper Will Smith to a broader audience. Devoted fans of the series keenly observed that despite the cast's consistency, the original Aunt Viv underwent a replacement between seasons 3 and 4. Even though over 2 decades have passed since Janet Hubert, the original Aunt Viv, left the show, the lingering tension between her and Will Smith remains palpable. According to Hubert, Smith declined to use his considerable influence to support the cast's efforts for better pay, ultimately leading to her role being recast. While Smith has defended Hubert in the past, acknowledging her perception of him as a snotty-nosed punk during their time on the show, he rarely addresses the rumored discord today. On the contrary, Hubert remains outspoken about the matter, labeling Smith as an egomaniac. Miley Cyrus and Emily Osmond. Before Miley Cyrus embraced her bold persona, she was the beloved Disney sensation, Hannah Montana, capturing the hearts of millions. Across 4 seasons, Miley took on the role of Miley Stewart, a down-to-earth girl with a secret life as the mega-pop star, Hannah Montana. This secret was shared with a select few, including her on-screen best friend Lily, portrayed by Emily Osmond. Much to the dismay of fans, the closeness depicted on the show didn't translate to real life. Miley candidly addressed this in her 2009 autobiography, Miles to Go, stating, "The show felt real to me, and I wanted my relationship with Lily to feel real too. I knew it didn't have to. Show business is show business, but I was disappointed. There were times when I didn't think we could ever be friends. We just couldn't figure out how to get along." Osmond, in turn, moved on to her own ABC family series, Young and Hungry, and acknowledges Cyrus for teaching her how to play guitar. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer. For a whole decade, viewers eagerly tuned in each week to follow the adventures of 6 friends navigating life in New York City in the aptly titled sitcom, Friends, 1994-2004. The show achieved classic status and catapulted its youthful cast to stardom. To preserve the magic of the series and perpetuate its legendary status, the cast and crew have consistently maintained the narrative that the 6 stars of the show were indeed friends. But was this camaraderie genuine? In reality, Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer, 2 cast members, may not have been as close as the show would lead you to believe. While their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, off-screen, it seems a different story unfolded. During a 2010 appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, Aniston admitted that she was aware of Schwimmer's engagement, but was unaware of the identity of his fiancée. This public admission of forgetfulness apparently irked Schwimmer. Furthermore, when Aniston tied the knot with Justin Theroux, another memory lapse occurred, and she forgot to extend an invitation to Schwimmer. Perhaps it's just a memory quirk on her part? Leslie Jordan and Mary Fran. Leslie Jordan mentioned that Mary Fran, his co-star on Newhart, was the only co-star he didn't enjoy working with, and he had been warned about her. According to his interview with Los Angeles Magazine, he explained, "The set was so loose and relaxed and we were having such a good time, but then the door opened and she came in. So, that afternoon, he went to his agency, Cunningham, Escott, and DePine, who represented him for commercials. Mr. Escott, T.J. Escott, unbeknownst to him, had been married to Mary Fran. He didn't know that, and he walked in there and expressed, 'What a difficult person,' and everyone in the office was going, 'Shh.' From the office, T.J. then said, 'I agree with everything he's saying.'" David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. While The X-Files may not be a sitcom, having run since 1993 with a 14-year hiatus, the stars, David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, have undeniably become pop culture icons. Even though the series falls outside the sitcom genre, I couldn't omit them from this list. On screen, the duo portrays characters who are close and rely on each other completely. The fact that the show has endured for so long without any scandals between the stars initially seemed to be a testament to their strong relationship. However, behind the scenes, it turns out that Duchovny and Anderson experienced moments when they couldn't stand each other. They openly admit that maintaining their relationship over the years has been a challenge. In a 2008 British interview, Duchovny acknowledged, "Familiarity breeds contempt. We used to argue about nothing. We couldn't stand the sight of each other. Spending countless hours together for so many years can undoubtedly take its toll on anyone. It's no wonder they took a significant break." Here's hoping the time away has revitalized their relationship as the series continues. Tell us in the comments which feud surprised you the most. Don't forget to show some love by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to stay in the loop with all our latest content. Until next time, bye for now.